I just want to compare long haul to short haul trucking. There is local delivery work as well, and these days getting paid by the hour is probably the best way to go. But some guys want to run short and some guys want to run long and do it by the mile. The problem with short haul is when you're getting paid by the mile, you lose so much time every time you unload and reload and get stuck in traffic that you really don't have enough time to make up the miles you need through the week to make a decent paycheck. And you get paid by the mile, make no mistake. So the problem with short haul is it's very, very tough to get your miles in. We all know that loading and unloading, it each takes at least a couple hours, maybe more. And if the shipper's delaying you 4 or 5 hours, there's pretty much your day's shot or half your day's shot that you didn't get paid for. So you want to minimize your loading and unloading time, and that's virtually out of the control of the truck driver. You're at the mercy of the load docks. Another problem with short haul is that you tend to spend the best part of your day, as I say, loading and unloading, and then to transit to your next delivery, they want you to run overnight. So basically you've been up all day loading and unloading. And then they want you to stay up all night as well to get to your next delivery point. So no matter how you cut it, you generally don't get very much sleep. Now if you're on electronic logs, you can control that somewhat. But even so, then sometimes you'll end up getting your sleep whenever the clock says you need it rather than when you feel you need it. So you can end up running out hours in the middle of the day or early in the morning, first thing. It's not a convenient system for hours of service. Very tough to get in all your miles and make a decent living running short. And they tell you that, oh, you'll be home every weekend, but the problem is you're really not home very long when you are home. Most short haul guys are home for a reset period. And that's not a weekend, that's 34 hours or 36 if you're in Canada. I found short haul tougher on me, and I made less money than I did running long haul. Now long haul has its disadvantages too. You think, well, I'll get more miles, so I'll make a whole lot of more money. The problem is with long haul, the carriers give you a lower mileage rate because they don't want you to make too much money. They'd rather have the money in their pocket than put it into yours. So they'll give you a fairly low mileage rate. Now, the advantage of long haul trucking is you will get your miles in and you will get to see the country. But usually it's never in the direction of home when you want to go home. It's always someplace other than home. Dispatchers are very good at keeping you out for weeks at a time to maximize the revenue they can derive out of the truck. They're not worried about you getting home. They're worried about making as much money as possible out of you. Now, I said you'll get to see a lot of the country, and that's true. And there's some awfully pretty parts, but you'll also get to see parts of the country you wish you'd never seen and you won't want to go again. There's some awful crappy deliveries, and they can basically send you wherever they want because you're at their mercy, rather than on short haul where you get kind of a set schedule and you get to know the customers and where the deliveries are. If you're running long, you can end up anywhere and everywhere, and some of those destinations can be pretty darn crappy. If you're going to make any money at short haul, it's going to have to be some sort of a pin-to-pin job where you're not wasting time loading, unloading. You've got to be into some sort of a drop and hook setup with your company. So you're just switching trailers and you're in and out of there and you're gone, rather than lingering around and waiting to be unloaded or reloaded. I said there are other advantages to long haul, and one of the advantages is that when you've been out 3 or 4 weeks or whatever, at least when you get home, you're home for a few days anyway. It's not a matter of doing a 34-hour reset and then the dispatcher's blowing your phone up. Generally, they leave you alone for a few days to recoup your strength, get your laundry done, have a decent sleep. Something else I liked about long haul was it was easier to set your own schedule. You could kind of control how far you wanted to run that day. You could control where you would run out of hours at night, so you could kind of pick the truck stop you wanted, ones with better food and cleaner showers and that type of thing. You were more in control of what you were doing because you had so bloody far to go. You could pace yourself accordingly, and if you wanted to sleep at night, and that's what I like to do. You could basically set your own schedule. You could work an 11-hour day, end your day at a decent truck stop, go in for dinner and a shower, and have your sleep, and get up the next morning and feel good and go again. That was a distinct advantage of long haul. But let me stress here too. Short haul or long haul, it doesn't really particularly matter if you're a family man. If you're a family man, trucking is not for you. So let me stress this. Trucking is for single people, men or women. It's not for people with wives or husbands or children, because you just won't get to see them very often. You'll need to spend so much of your time in the saddle making money, and you'll almost always be away from home for the majority of your career. So make no mistake, this is a career for single people. If you're a company driver, company tractors tend to be the newer equipment if you're running long, because they just don't want to have you breaking down in the middle of nowhere, because it costs them money. They don't care how long you sit there, but it costs them money. So generally, if you're running long haul for a carrier and you're a company guy, you're into a fairly new truck. Whereas if you're running short, they can be running any kind of piece of junk they want. One of the disadvantages of running long is if you get sick on the road, I mean really sick, you're an awful long way from home sometimes. Whereas short haul, you might only be a day's drive from your home in the hospital. Long haul, God knows you could be at the other end of the country should you take any sort of an attack or anything like that. So guys with health issues are probably better sticking a little closer to home. One thing I found when doing short haul work was you always seemed to be under the gun, and the dispatcher was always behind pushing you to make better time, make quick time, make this appointment time. And you always seem to be under pressure, whereas long haul, not so much. Generally, they gave you decent amount of time to get to your points, and you could kind of set your own schedule, as I've said. But with short haul stuff, you were always in a hurry, it seemed, and just one lousy little traffic jam or something like that could tie you up, could miss your appointment, and your whole week could be shot as far as revenue is concerned, because it would just knock down the whole thing after that. I've known short haul weeks where everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong between traffic, weather, and uncooperative shippers and receivers. And sometimes I was out all week and was only able to make 1,000 miles that week just because of all the delays I experienced. And when you get paid by the mile, 1,000 miles a week is a crappy week. Make no mistake, be it short or long, you've always got out-of-pocket expenses on the road. And particularly with long haul, it's amazing the expenses you can run into. Everything from laundry soap to needing new clothes because you've run out, to all sorts of things. Tools for your truck that you hadn't anticipated needing. There are lots of expenses on the road. It is easier running long to take your own groceries with you, and then you can stop and eat when you choose to. And it seems easier to find the time to eat when you're running long. But when you're running short, it seems like you're always in a rush, and it's sometimes tough to grab a bite, be it from the cooler or be it from the Burger King. Let me add into this mix that I've done both, but I found I felt more frazzled doing short haul work because it seemed like I never really got to rest. I was always delivering here and delivering there and waiting here and waiting there, and especially when I was running LTL, it just seemed like you never had any time. I found at least the long haul, I could burn out my hours through the day and then relax all night, and I felt more rested the next day when I climbed into the saddle again. Running short haul, I ended up burning out more quickly. To give you an example of how easy some days could be as compared to others, when I was running long haul, a typical day for me would be to get up in Grand Island, Nebraska, and know that my day consisted of getting to Little America, Wyoming that night before running out of hours. And really, it was a pretty doable thing. You could kind of take your time, putter away, stop and eat when you wanted to. When I ran short haul, I just was always under the gun. One traffic jam could mess you up. One mechanical problem could mess you up. Just anything. It took nothing to seem to cut into your day and ruin your day because you'd run out of hours. And that could sometimes ruin your whole week. Even tie-ups at the fuel lanes could hold you up enough to bugger up your day. Now, there are ups and downs to both, certainly, but as it worked out for me, I preferred the long haul stuff just because it gave me more time to myself and I could schedule my sleep accordingly. If you're going to do well in short haul, though, sometimes if you get into a good company and it's pin to pin and it's a decent schedule, it's not so bad. But the problem is that generally a good run like that is taken by a senior guy, and it takes years to work up to the seniority when you can get a decent run. So for the first 10 years, you're doing all the crap work that nobody else wants to do. Whereas long haul is long haul, and you're just going cross country no matter what. Back in the day, long haul definitely paid better, and that was why a lot of us migrated towards that. It was an easier life with better pay. These days, they've got the rates so low on long haul freight, the mileage rate so low for long distance drivers, that you probably make better money doing the short haul stuff, or as I said before, just running local and getting paid by the hour. But it's a personal preference. Be it short or long, trucking is trucking, and I have to say, I did enjoy it my entire career. I never got tired of it. There were good days and bad days. I enjoyed the long haul work more. But either way, long or short, I want you guys to be careful out there. Enjoy your time in trucking. Take care, and I will see you on the flip side.